Hi, welcome to Helpful Hints. I'm here again with Julie Skirman this week. And this week we'll be discussing how to get your resume noticed. So we're just going to dive straight in. What are the main things you look for in a successful resume?
The main things I look for in a good resume is where the person has taken the time to update their resume in accordance with the requirements of the job that's on offer. It's really important to adapt it to make sure that the skills that are required for the job are first and foremost in your resume, because they're going to be scanning it quickly, so they want to see that you fit the criteria as quickly as possible. So for every single job interview that you do, you must update your resume to tailor it to that specific job each time.
Okay, awesome. And what should be included in a resume for someone fresh out of university?
I think it's really important. Often the challenge for someone fresh out of university is usually there's not necessarily a lot of industry work experience, but that's not something you should worry about actually. So it's important to put as much work experience as possible, and that even includes working at McDonald's, because what that demonstrates to a prospective employer is that you have been committed to show up for work, that you've had to wear a uniform, that you've had to fit in with the culture of that organisation. And it's also somebody that they can call and do a reference check on and find out how you worked. So don't dismiss any of those jobs that were not necessarily the same as what you're applying for. That's fine. It's very important to include all of that.
Okay, great. And are there any phrases or words that can catch an employer's attention straight away?
Definitely, and I think the main thing is that you mirror the language that's used in the job advertisement, and it's really important too for a number of reasons. That I think also if you're going for an electronic application, I think that's part of how they assess you for as a prospective candidate. If you're using that same language and using those same words, I think that helps you. So I think it's really important to really watch the language and reflect that. Also, get onto the website and have a look at how the company presents itself, and make sure that you're aligning yourself with that company throughout your resume.
Okay, lovely. And does the layout of the resume itself actually affect whether or not it'll be chosen?
Definitely, and that if it's, you need a summary at the beginning. If you have a summary that somebody can take a quick look at and just easily identify that you meet the criteria, you have the necessary experience, or that any of those sorts of things, that will make them want to read more. If you've got it long-winded and over multiple pages, they will not have the time to go through that, so you need to do that. The other thing is, if you're going for a job within media and communications, be creative about it. Have a look at the company and be clever about how you send it. I would also recommend, if it's an online application and if they do reveal the full details of the company that you're applying for, because often they don't, but if they do, I would take two other steps. I'd take the time to send a soft copy of your application through to the company. I would ring the HR manager of that company first and just ask a few questions and say, well, I'm going to send my resume in, so that they know to look out for it. Maybe ask a few questions. You've got to go that extra mile, because if it's just through an online service, you may not even come up. So it's important to do whatever you can to get in. So send a copy directly to the company as well.
Okay, great. And do you have any other final tips about resumes?
I think something that's often overlooked but is becoming increasingly important is when you get on the website and do a little bit of research, have a look at the values of that organisation, what the core values are of that organisation, anything to do with culture and what they're looking for in employees. Because it's fine if it's all very well to meet the skills criteria, but if you're not they're also looking for cultural fit. So you have got to demonstrate that you understand what that culture is, or what they're aspiring for it to be, and talk to that later on during an interview if you get that far, or talk to it during your summary, so they instantly know, this is the right person, the right sort of candidate for us.
Okay, lovely. Thank you so much, Julie. And thanks for watching. I'll see you again next week.